Hey, what's up, everybody? It is your girl JoJo, and I am here with the review for Ready to Love. This is season 4, episode 11. I hope you guys are doing good today. So, I did record this video twice on Saturday. One time I forgot that my microphone wasn't working, so I recorded it and I was just steady talking with no sound. Then I got my headphones and recorded it again, but I forgot to hit record. Baby, it's the slowness for me. So, after that, I had an event I had to get to, and I went a little hard for Juneteenth. I'm not going to hold y'all. I went a little hard, and so I was down on Sunday. I was completely down all day. I feel like I was even down a little bit today, but here we are. Here we are. We're going to do the video anyway. Thought about not doing it, but I know some of y'all don't care. You just, if it's late, it's late. You just want me to do the video, so I just went ahead to do the video for whoever wanted to watch it. So, I won't be as hype as I was the first time I recorded it on Saturday, but I'm going to try to give y'all something. So, we pick up where we left off with AJ and Kyra. Now, y'all remember I said AJ went ahead, he threw down the clubs, act like he didn't know what suit we was playing, and said, oh, no, let me pick that back up. He reneged during the card game. He need to give us them books, but he not going to give them to us. Kyra gets to stay. Fine. I'm not even going to go over that. Kyra is staying, right? So he tells her he's not ready for her to leave. He's not ready for her to go yet. He still wants to see where this goes, but somebody got to get eliminated. So that's going to end up being Alexis. So he does have a conversation with Alexis where he basically tells her she's not ready to love. And Alexis Fly, I like Alexis Fly. I know a lot of people do not like her and feels like she's like super competitive, pretentious, and all of these other things. And while those things are true, I've told y'all before, I believe that a lot of the way that I was reading something about AJ as I was talking. I think a lot of the way that she acts is a cover up. I think it's a cover up for innately how she feels. Do I believe that she has confidence? Yes, but I just don't believe that Alexis is as secure as most people would think that she is. And she almost gives it away as she's giving her going away speech. So she was already aggravating me every time AJ touched her. She was just, oh Lord, oh my goodness, Lord have mercy. And I figured out why AJ gets on my nerves. AJ talks slow. And he don't really be talking about nothing, but he kind of look you deep in your eyes and he move his head when he talking to you. So you think he's saying something, but he not saying nothing. He just be like, yeah. So at this point in time, you're a great woman. But we've decided that you're not ready to. I would just be like, hurry up and get to it, AJ. So Alexis says during her speech that she feels like she was backstabbed. I don't really know why. I mean, I guess I can see that AJ did kind of use Alexis as a pawn to stay until the end. But I would say that Alexis also kind of used AJ because before she was all over Ron. Like, it was all about Ron. And then all of a sudden it kind of switched back to AJ once she started having her doubts about Ron. So maybe they kind of used each other, but AJ definitely should have been gone a long time ago. I think we all can agree on that. She says that if she continues to chase God and all of his righteousness, then he will give her the desires of her heart. And I believe that. I do. But y'all know I grew up in church, and I just want to say a few things about that. Yes, continue to chase after God. Continue to pray, fast, do all of those things, but no, that is to fulfill your spiritual relationship that you have with God. When it comes to other things in your life, see, these men ain't God. Even if they chasing after him, they ain't God. You still gonna have to have a little bit more. You're gonna have to be able to have interesting conversations. You're gonna have to be able to just have something in you that, I'm not saying like you gotta be like extra special, no, but you just still have to be able to work on those things within yourself that may also be causing you to have any type of hindrance or any type of problems when it comes to finding a partner. So your personal development as well as your spiritual development. So I think sometimes we think in our mind, if we just go after God and we keep our relationship with God intact, we're going to get whatever we want. Not necessarily, because what faith without works is dead. So you still have to do the work. You still have to do the work on yourself. You still have to do that personal inner work on yourself even outside of your spiritual relationship. And I would ask God to point those things out to me so that I can be working on those things. That way, when you meet the one for you, they're almost like a mirror reflection of what you want. So when she was talking about how she needs to love herself more and how she needs to be secure and not look for anybody to validate her, I was like, that's it, Alexis. That's it. Work on loving yourself first, because when you love you, the love comes, and it comes in all forms: family, friends, people in general just begin to see a light in you. And I've experienced that for myself. Whenever I'm starting to feel doubtful, whenever I'm starting to feel like somebody trying to ghost me even, or trying to do me wrong, I always go to that period and that place of self-love, and I feel better about me. I don't need anybody else to validate me. When you get to that point, that is when that reflection comes. Because would you want to be with somebody who you always have to validate? No. So you got to get yourself to that point too. That's it though. I like Alexis Flight, y'all. She's nerve-wracking, for sure. But I think there's a different person under all of that she does. So, yeah, that's it with that. Liz is surprised to see Kyra because she says that she thought Alexis and AJ had a strong connection. I said, Liz, you're lying. You're just surprised to see Kyra because you was really hoping sis was going home. And the rest of us thought she was going home too, so I don't blame you for that. Kyra is back, but Kyra's not back for AJ. She's just going to use AJ to get this conversation in with Jason. Do I believe she likes AJ? Somewhat. I think she likes the potential of AJ. But I think she knows that Jason is more secure. But however, Jason don't give her the same back and forth as AJ. See, she wish she could have them both. What is that called when you can marry two men? It's got a word, not polygamy, but it's something else. She wishes she could do that, but you know, she ain't gonna be able to do it, child. But if she could put them both together, then she definitely would. Kyra even says in her confessionals that initially AJ didn't have anything to stand on, which lets me know that she wasn't really taking AJ seriously like that. She said he didn't have anything to stand on in her confessionals. Did anybody catch that? So when they sit down and they have their roundtable discussion, Amber actually does bring up to Liz asks Liz how she feels about Kyra still being there. After Kyra makes her little speech. You know, Kyra always like to announce what's going on and announce what it is she's trying to do. She does announce this whole situation with her and AJ and how she feels about him, but also says that she would like to have a conversation with Jason because the conversation she had with him over there by the horses didn't really add up to her in his choice to pick Liz, because it sounded like he was all about her, and then next thing she knows, he had chosen Liz. Liz didn't really like that because it made it seem like she was second choice. Don't run around here making it seem like I was second because he picked me and he did not pick you. Well, Liz, I mean, was she second choice? Or am I looking at this wrong? I mean, I guess technically, I did feel like, y'all, when Jason was talking to Kyra, if Kyra would have been with it, it did seem to me like she was first choice. To me. Now, I believe that he realized that Liz was a better choice even before Kyra said that. But I got a feeling he still would have went with it, though, if she would have said yes. So, Liz, are you second? We're all second sometimes. I don't know, y'all. I kind of feel like, yeah, in a way she was. I mean, y'all think I think she kind of was second. But y'all let me know. I ain't saying nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying that's kind of what it felt like. But Liz says she's not worried about the conversation they are going to have because her and Jason are solid. But she is worried because when they do go out for dinner, she asks Jason about the situation between him and Kyra. She talks about what Kyra presented to her and how Kyra tried to make it seem. Jason said, no. I already had my mind made up even before all of that. I had my mind made up weeks ago. Jason said it was weeks that he had his mind made up, so keep that in mind. Liz is relieved to hear that, but he basically says that Kyra didn't know what she wanted. Kyra didn't know what she wanted to do. And it's interesting to me because nobody knew what they wanted to do. We've been watching Ready to Love for how long? A lot of people get down to the wire and still haven't made a decision. We watch Mario do it. We watch London do it. We watched Aaron do it. We watched What's that girl that thought she was gonna run the game between London and Divine and the other dude she was talking to? Her. We watched her do it. We watched dang, why I forget her name? The one that was with Rashid. She kind of tried to do it. We watched so many people get down to the bottom and still be confused. So even Jason himself was confused. And so was AJ was acting confused. So it's just kind of like, I don't understand why. I get why you want people to make a choice. I get why you want clarity. But it seemed like everybody was in the same place just last week or last episode or so. You know, not everybody, but that whole triangle outside of Liz. So I'm just like, weren't all of y'all still kind of confused? But you wanted her to make her firm choice and her firm decision. But Kyra, baby, you did play your hand wrong, though. I'm not gonna lie. You did try to play this real wrong, and you still trying to play it. I think that's what's aggravating me. Like, you act like you still got some cards to be held in the situation. But I'm just like, Kyra, you don't. AJ is your only card. Like, you don't have the big or the little joker. He is your only card at this point. So anyway, let me get back on subject. Jason gives Liz a white rose because in this competition, she's been honest and she's been pure. He's only giving white roses to his stepmother and his mother, and Liz is really touched by that. I don't know if Ready to Love has hardened my heart, but I wasn't touched. But I was happy for her because I believe Liz felt seen. I believe that Liz is a woman who is always seen as one-dimensional, and I think when she's with Jason, she feels like Jason sees another side of her. I do think Jason sees that. I think he sees Liz as not only a woman of faith, but he also thinks she's very beautiful. He thinks she has a lot of sex appeal. But I'm worried about the sex appeal part because I'm just like, are they going to be on the same page, you know, when it comes to those spiritual aspects? So, but I don't know his relationship, child. Let me quit judging that man. I don't know. I don't even know. But what do you guys think? I just hope it goes beyond a physical attraction. But she cries and they hug and yeah, it was cute. Moving on to the grossness of it all, and the title might be named after this. KG and Amber. I don't want to hear the two of them talk about sex ever again. Neither of them were giving me what I needed. You know, sometimes two people can have like sex talk and you be kind of like, oh, you know, this is interesting. Not those two. I wasn't interested in hearing that. But they have a conversation about where they stand because KG was feeling a little off. You know, I want to make sure you're not still talking to Ron. There's nothing going on with Ron, baby. It's about me and you, okay? It's about us. And KG is cool with that. Somehow they get to talking about babies, and she says that she might want one. I said, you backpedaling, Amber. What happened to that 5 that you said you was willing to have? But she would be really happy with 1, but I think she's open to more. And I think she said something about them getting married. He was like, oh yeah, we would have to definitely be married before we started doing all that because I'm practicing, you know, I'm holding all that in. I ain't been having sex. And Amber was just like, wait, what? Are you saving it for marriage or something? And I didn't know all of that. And I said, now KG, you backpedaling too, because some episodes back when y'all went on a date, you said you didn't even need to get married to show that you love somebody. So what you was gonna do, just not be married, not have sex, but just be in love? I don't think so. You was gonna probably try to get them skins while also not being married. Now you talking about celibacy and your sperm retention. Don't make me pull these episodes back up, KG. Okay, KJ Smooth, KG. Y'all, is it KG or KJ? I think it's KJ. Chris, don't make me pull these episodes up. So, Amber is just looking at him like, well, child, I'm going to have to tempt you, because I'm not waiting on that. And even though, I mean, it's great when somebody can wait on you, but everybody don't want to do that. So she was just like, yeah, you ain't going to be holding it with me. I'm going to tell you that. And then he started talking about sperm retention and how she'll get pregnant quick because it's going to be jumping out because it's been so long. And I was just like, away from me with this. Away from me with this. But that's the talk they had, y'all. I was grossed out by it all. How'd y'all feel about it? Ugh. Am I missing anything with them? No. So let's move forward. The ladies have another roundtable discussion, and this is where there's kind of a little bit of a face-off between Liz and Kyra. This is also where Amber lets nephew Tommy know that Chris had been practicing some sperm retention. I was like, Amber, girl, quit saying that word. Quit saying that word. It was making my mouth water every time they said it. Like I was going to be sick. So, Liz, baby, I don't know if anybody ever told you this. You're an older woman, so you probably know game. But one thing that I learned early on in life, probably right around college, was don't speak on your man. Don't speak on your man until you know the story backwards, forwards, to the side, to the back. And I still wouldn't do it even after I knew the story. Don't speak on your man, because if it ain't nothing else a man will do, he will embarrass you by telling you only part of the story. Now, this whole thing with Kyra and Jason and all of this other stuff. So Kyra and Jason have yet to have their discussion, but they're going to have it after this, after they have their next little round table. During this round table, Liz talks about her date and about the flowers and about what Jason told her. And Kyra laughs. And Liz is just like, oh, excuse me. But she continues her story. And so Kyra was just like, look, I wasn't trying to laugh to be disrespectful, but yes, you were. I wasn't trying to laugh to be disrespectful to you, Liz, but that is not what Jason presented to me. He did not present it as his mind was already made up before he got out there with me. It seemed like he was making his decision based off of whatever decision I made. And Liz is just like, well, that's not what he presented to me. That's not what he told me. So Kyra was just like, I mean, you had already made your decision. So he was trying to pigeonhole me into making mine. Don't try to make me make a decision just because she's made one, because all of her options are gone. That's pretty much what she said. Like, Liz ain't got no options. So that's why she chose you. I still have an option here, which AJ, but she still had an option there. And now you're trying to make me choose. But it really was about whatever decision I made. That is what he was going to follow. And because I didn't make one, that is why I think he went your way. And she says with AJ, she was more open to AJ because AJ still was understanding of the fact that she still needed to make a decision, and he was still leaving room for that. And that lets her know that that might be somebody she would rather be with, because they're going to give her the space and they're going to give her the time and not force her to make a decision like Jason did. While I get her point, I do get her point. I don't know why she's still acting as if she still is making a decision. When she goes out with AJ is just like, I don't have any more cards to play. I done got rid of all my people, and you finna get all my full undivided attention. So I'm not really sure what you still thinking about, basically, but I'm gonna let you do that. And AJ's that type of person because that's how AJ moves. Both of y'all have admitted to being guarded. Both of y'all have admitted to kind of doing the same thing when it comes to relationships. AJ said he's been watching you from afar for 4 years. Ain't nobody finna watch nobody for 4 years unless that's just how they move. They just move slow. They just moving slow and wasting time. And it seems like both of y'all kind of got a knack for doing that. So maybe y'all should be together. Shoot. Don't waste my time. I always say. So anyway, Kyra is still acting like she has a lot of choices. And the only choice she can really have is to go home. Like she should have had to do a week ago. But I will say, I don't like when people get down to the wire and are still trying to make a decision. That does aggravate me because I feel like you know what you want to do. But everybody does it on this show pretty much. Bernicia and Joelle, they're together. I still feel like Joelle's not feeling her like that. But she makes them dinner and they kind of talk about how they went through that thing at the ranch. And that let them know that in the future, they'll be able to overcome different obstacles. Kissy, kissy. You know, it is what it is, child. It is what it is. All right. So I guess we can get to this conversation that they had for dinner. Jason says he doesn't feel like it matters. He feels like it's pointless because things have already been said, but he isn't going to renege on the conversation, so he's going to go. Jason goes to dinner with Kyra. Kyra's asking him a bunch of questions. Kyra's asking him what happened with his decision to choose Liz, because it sounded like before that you were wanting to deal with me and that you wanted to spend your time with me. And I feel like I told you that I also wanted you, but you just weren't satisfied with the answer that I gave you. Jason said, listen, Liz is clear. Liz is direct. Liz know what she want. I went with a secure and a good thing. All right. Now, granted, you a fun thing, but I had to go with a more secure thing. Jason does admit that he told Liz he had his mind made up some weeks before, and that was not true. I was just like, see, Liz, that's why I say don't speak on your man. But, yeah, that wasn't really 100% true. I was kind of trying to fill you out and trying to get something out of you, but it always is the same result. Just like right now, instead of you enjoying the moment with somebody, you always got to ask 100 questions and be inquisitive, and it's got to feel like a job interview every time I talk to you. And Kyra turns around and does exactly what he said that she does, where she was just like, well, you're saying that I ask a lot of questions, but I just like to be clear on how a person feels about me. Listen, Kyra, I don't think these folks can get too much more clear. After that, you just gonna have to tell them how you feel about them. Like, I don't really know. And then just take the chance, take the gamble that they might not feel the same. That's really how the dating world works. You be waiting on somebody to show their hand. They be waiting on you to show their hand. Show your hand. And all you can really do is hope that somebody gonna drop the cards. I prefer if the man drop the cards, because I just don't want to look stupid. But at some point, everybody reaches that point, like, what you want to do? And that's where Jason was at with it, like, what you want to do? And Kyle was just like, I know what I want to do, however. Right? However, right? She still had a couple of cards that she felt like she wanted to play, and she just played out. Not played out like that, but, she just can't. She Uno out. She Uno out, but not in a good way. So, their conversation really went nowhere. Jason kept saying, no, queen. No, queen. That's not how it works, queen. I don't know why that was funny to me, but it was. Kyra was getting tight. Kyra was frustrated. And I was just like, Kyra, baby, just let it go, because now it's making you look some type of way. He chose that. That's what he say he won't. Let him do that. Do I think him and Liz are gonna? I don't know. I really don't know. But do I believe that he wanted Kyra? Yes, I believe that. But I think he knew to go with somebody who appreciated him a little bit more. Because Kyra, girl, you trying to get 2 men around here and there. But I see the games you trying to play. So, yeah, that was really it with that conversation. Later on, Nephew Tommy tells him they're going to meet each other's family. Kyra's over there with AJ, and she said, when I look over there at Jason, I'm getting heated. I was like, what you getting heated for? Stop now. Now, I don't like when nobody be looking like they don't know how to take their L. Take it. Go over there with AJ. Be real sexy. Y'all both good looking. Let them feel on your booty. Take it. I would take it all the way. Okay, we acting right. I would take it all the way. Take it all the way. God. You got what you wanted, at least half of it. You can't have them both, baby. So anyway, y'all, that was really it. Y'all can let me know what y'all thought about the rest of the episode or whatever I missed. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see y'all for the next one. Bye.